title of our diary is the Zim Asset as the Zim Asset as a vehicle for transformation, growth and development within the Millennium Development Goals last phase. Industrialization, how are industrialization processes in provincial and district capitals? And how are our growth points actually modernizing across the villages and all these other hierarchical units?
At this point in time, I would like to call upon the Economic Advisor at UNDP, Mr. Udo Tukudo. I got that correct, huh?
On behalf of the country director, I'm just going to say a few things on some of the activities that have been happening at the global level as far as the post-2015 discussions are concerned. There needs to be wider thinking about how Zimbabwe can begin to achieve its development objectives as spelled out within the Zim Asset. What is it that the country needs to do? What are the priorities within the Zim Asset that should be directly first to do? Government alone cannot do it, because we know that the resources in government are quite tight. So there needs to be a stronger partnership between the private sector and the public sector.
I'd like to call upon a friend of mine, a colleague and a fellow comrade, Tyson Mudariki.
I've just classified my short presentation in 3 critical issues. What is the good, what is the bad, and what is the ugly of Zim Asset from a youth perspective. Clearly, when you look at Zim Asset, I think it tried to address the key issues that we would say are the leading concerns for young people in Zimbabwe. One of the things that we need to look at is, are we able and willing to implement public policies that we craft?
You know, I like the point that he said when he was making his presentation about our economic policies. That from independence, we kind of had very good blueprints. We write very good policy documents, but I think our problem is with implementation.
There are so many people like me. What does this document called Zim Asset mean to me? If I hold it, if I see it, what does it mean to my day-to-day lives?
Us as youth, us as young people, we need to understand what is Zim Asset. We don't need to know what is inside Zim Asset. We need to know what is Zim Asset. So if anyone can answer what is Zim Asset, because every day when I meet young people in Bulawayo, they're asking what is Zim Asset, and after that, when they know what is Zim Asset, then they want to know what is for youth in that Zim Asset document. Thank you.
And this question goes to Dr. Chikori. I wanted to clarify, if I heard you well, you pointed out that one of the strategies, if we are to be successful in implementing the Zim Asset, is to adopt the way the developed countries manage, for instance, to raise their incomes. But my question is, are the contexts compatible?
Thanks. These are some very good questions. Let me start with the last one, because that's a very good point, and it was the lady that raised it. It's true. There has been a tendency of top-down policy formulation in the country. And this creates a challenge in terms of accountability when things fail. But I think forums like this is where civic society in Zimbabwe has to play a proactive role. I don't think government is going to examine itself. It's got a lot on its plate.
What is it? That's a supposed official roadmap for the development of Zimbabwe, social-economic development of Zimbabwe for the next 5 years, in simple terms. That by definition means that becomes a platform on which all development players, local and external, can actually dialogue and get guidance and make reference to it as they engage in development process. That is a very wrong assumption to say we should not refer to the developed world. The issue is, in fact, you referred to ISAP. If in the case of ISAP we were given 20 million to invest in sectors which are well planned and with targets, then the next day money is not being invested in those sectors. Is it ISAP which is wrong, or it's those who receive the money and misuse it from the developed nation, from the World Bank? After all, the money that is coming from the World Bank, Africa and Zimbabwe has contributed to those dividends already historically. And we have the right to claim it under whatever conditions it is given. But the whole issue is how are we planning to invest that money so that in each dollar that we invest, we are recouping $2 or $3.
I'd like to comment on Zim Asset. I think Zim Asset is a very good economic blueprint. What the proponents that it highlights, it's very sound and they can be very influential in this country. But I think that before we focus on Zim Asset per se, let us focus on good governance, for example. Let us focus on issues of corruption, on issues of nepotism. Let us give Zim Asset a chance. Let us create the good environment in terms of transparency in our government, in terms of managing our own resources. And I think if that is done, then Zim Asset could become beneficial.
What best can we do to drag back our Zim Asset from transformation, to go back from step number 1, which is mitigation, and following the other steps?
The lady says when you look at the map, there are so many natural resources there. My question now is, does it follow that all natural resources are assets? Does it follow that all natural resources bring money, or sometimes they can be liabilities, they make you lose money?
We are talking about MDGs, and then there's this, post-2015 new global partnership. I think all of us know about MDGs. They were advertised, I think, adequately. But what is this new global partnership? I don't think I myself, I don't know anything about it, and I think there are also some other people in this room that don't know about it. Can you please enlighten us if there's someone who knows about it?
There were questions around whether we need to go back to step number 1. What do we do with this document if it doesn't meet our needs? I think that we need to develop national consensus on that question.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, the way we are discussing the Zim Asset at the moment is there is an assumption that there are working systems in an existing government. And those systems have 100% of functionality.
Thank you very much to our presenters and also to our panelists, and we really appreciate your input, and thank you very much for all those who are asking questions and making the debates very lively.